Coming up next on the Pro Wrestling Report, where is David? Prime time. We take a look back at WWE RAW and SmackDown, TNA Wrestling's game-changing announcement from Impact on Thursday night, and we go in-depth on the build so far to WrestleMania 28. We've also got this week's Event Center and our Diamond of the Week. All of that right here, right now on Primetime Saturday night. Where is he? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, Prime Time Saturday night. Damian Nelson alongside, whoa, actually, what?
Finally, we're here, time to celebrate. Let's go, Cal Brody.
Dave.
We're late, a little bit late.
Dave.
Who are you calling Dave? I'm the op.
You're late.
I'm the opinionist.
You're late.
I am the spoken one. We are here to celebrate The Rock as he defeated CM Punk at the Royal Rumble in front of the millions and millions. Are you going to party with us, Linda? I have strudel. Would you like some strudel?
Would I like some strudel? This is a reason to celebrate, right?
It's the only reason. It's the season to celebrate. Are you coming with us? You want some strudel?
Do I want some strudel?
Hold
Can
this. You bring the strudel, I'll be at the desk. Let's go, Cal Brody.
The op, really? Trying to do a wrestling news show here, a wrestling talk show, and that one's not even, well, you know what, I can do it alone.
Oh, DN!
What are you doing?
I brought some bubbly because we're gonna celebrate. The op is here. It is
The what?
The op, the opinionist. We don't drink Pepsi.
Are you having an identity issue?
Not at all. I am here to celebrate greatness. The great one, the spoken one. You can wear your silly little hat.
You've lost your mind.
We are gonna celebrate. The
Why do you
Rock
have Coke?
Because we don't
I
drink
thought you were-
Pepsi. No. It's Coca-Cola. Enjoy. Let me get my stuff.
Is this all because of Primetime Wednesday when we were live on YouTube?
You know what? The fact of the matter is this.
You done lost your damn
No, I
mind.
didn't. I'm happy. The people's champ is back where he belongs, on top of the mountain.
You know, we're inside.
I know, but my future is bright. The future of WWE is
Let's
bright.
go to this week's WWE Report, ladies and gentlemen, and let's start, David Hero, with the big finish on Raw last Monday night. Brock Lesnar returns to WWE Raw after quitting this past summer. He attacks Vince McMahon. WWE.com is telling us that Vince McMahon suffered a pelvic injury and will be...
Wait. The genetic jackhammer has a pelvic injury?
Apparently, and he is going to... be out for recovery for quite some time. We're also hearing reports that McMahon may actually need hip surgery, not as a result of this injury, but clearly this was a bridge to the other island, and on that island awaits Brock Lesnar's potential opponent for WrestleMania.
It could be an island or it could be a mountaintop. Triple H, the Game, and Brock Lesnar, they may be going one-on-one at the biggest dance of them all, WrestleMania 29.
Do you want to see that? A lot of people talking about...
You know what? I don't mind if I see it again because the first one was a good one. Listen, Abe.
SummerSlam was the last time I saw
Triple
it.
H wants to get his victory back. And he would rather give up a win at SummerSlam to win at WrestleMania, where for the last couple years he's done the J.O.B. to the U-Taker.
Also, Trish Stratus was announced for the WWE Hall of Fame this past Monday night on WWE Raw. She the youngest inductee and one of very few females in that Hall of Fame. Sunny, of course, being inducted last year.
Let's not forget Sherry Martel is also a Hall of Famer in there as well. Fabulous Moolah. Trish Stratus, you know, when you first hear it, you don't think, what did she do to have a Hall of Fame career? But she was a big part of the Attitude Era. She she came in as a fitness model and became one of the best wrestling divas in quite some time.
Last night on WWE SmackDown, one of your favorites, David Hero, Jack Swagger, returned to WWE television.
Jack Swagger, you know what? He is a guy that has a ton of potential. It just, for some reason, it hasn't clicked, and right now he is on the road going forward. He's going to have a hell of a spot at WrestleMania because they brought him back in a big Impact angle.
We also found out that the #1 contender for Alberto Del Rio's World Heavyweight Championship would be determined at the Elimination Chamber in an Elimination Chamber match. Or we think so anyways. While the participants in the ring are seemingly the ones who are going to participate, we found out one of them does not want to be in it, he being Dolph Ziggler, because he's got a briefcase to cash in.
Right, why would he want to put himself on a spot where he can get beat up and battered and hurt and annihilated? He already has the golden ticket. He's going to Willy Wonka's.
I'm sorry?
You know, Willy Wonka, the guy that has all the chocolate and everything.
Oh, with the factory.
Yeah, the chocolate factory.
This seemingly shows that Alberto Del Rio will retain or maintain that WWE World Heavyweight Championship all the way through April in WrestleMania.
How about that? ADR, it is his destiny. He is going to WrestleMania as the world champion. He's going to take care of business with the Big Show. He's already beaten him. He's already destroyed him. Of course, things didn't go really his way on Monday Night Raw, but hey, you got to believe Alberto Del Rio and possibly Randy Orton could be the match at WrestleMania.
Del Rio Orton.
Absolutely.
You sort of need Orton in that match, don't you?
Well, him or Sheamus, but we've already seen that 1,000 times.
Not at WrestleMania.
No, we
Sheamus got 18 seconds at WrestleMania last year. Became the World Heavyweight Champion, though.
Yes, he did.
An active SmackDown last night, of course, but not as active as TNA Impact from this past Thursday night with a major announcement. And that's still to come here on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime, where we take a look at TNA's game-changing announcement from Impact, and we also go in-depth on the build to WrestleMania 29. We'll be right back just after these short messages here on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime, which apparently has become Costume Hour.
We are pleased to announce the formation of the Pro Wrestling Report Hall of Fame. The PWR Hall of Fame is being created to honor the best in professional wrestling without any politics whatsoever. It's simply about respect. The Pro Wrestling Report Hall of Fame is pleased to announce the second inductee for the inaugural class. The next inductee into the PWR Hall of Fame is a name that is synonymous with devastation in pro wrestling. They dominated the tag team wrestling scene in the 1980s and are still kicking teeth in to this very day. They're simply one of the greatest tag teams in the history of pro wrestling. Please join us in welcoming Axe and Smash of Demolition to the PWR Hall of Fame inaugural class. The PWR Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be held in Manhattan on Friday, April 5th at the Hotel Pennsylvania. Tickets to the ceremony are available now at pwrshow.com. The PWR Hall of Fame. It's about respect.
Friday night, February 22nd, 7:30 p.m., it's a once-in-a-lifetime event at the Northern Lights Theater at Potawatomi Bingo Casino. Tales from the Ring featuring 3 WWE Hall of Famers, Mean Gene Okerlund, good old JR Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler in a 90-minute question and answer session where you will be able to interact with these legends. Tickets are available now at the Northern Lights box office and Ticketmaster.com. Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler, and Mean Gene Okerlund. One stage, one night, 3 legends.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, the insurance company may try to stop you from getting what's fair.
After my car wreck, the insurance company tried to stop me from getting what was fair. I called Gruber Law Offices.
Be careful. Call us right away.
They better be careful. Now I've got Gruber Law Offices.
Call us. Let us get started on your case right now.
They green-lighted my case and got me $100,000.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Call 276-6666.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Arcavius, the Tiberius Legend back here. What is all this? Where'd you get all these ink pens from?
These pens are from our good, close, personal super friend, Jim Lombardo, Bell Ambulance. He saw how last week none of your pens worked. Look at this.
My pen works fine.
He hooked us
Used
up.
this one for weeks.
You got the pink one. I got the green.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce a brand new segment. Well, before we do that, though, David Hero, just a moment ago, we saw the announcement of the second inductees into the Pro Wrestling Report Hall of Fame, joining King Kong Bundy in New York City, going into the Pro Wrestling Report Hall of Fame on Friday, April 5th. Axe and Smash of Demolition.
The GLCW Tag Team Champions, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, going to be in Times Square with us and King Kong Bundy.
In just a moment, too, we announced the Master of Ceremonies for the Pro Wrestling Report Hall of Fame. But before we do that, let's get to a brand new segment here on the Pro Wrestling Report. It's this week's Diamond of the Ring, David Hero, brought to you by Robert Hack Diamonds.
This week's Robert Hack Diamond of the Ring is the great one. The Rock, the new WWE Heavyweight Champion of the world, defeating CM Punk at the Royal Rumble, leading the charge all the way to WrestleMania. The Rock, this week's Robert Hack Diamond of the Ring.
You made so much headway on Wednesday on the live show on YouTube when we, you explained yourself a little bit, said you didn't hate Punk, but this shenanigans you're presenting this week.
Have I buried Punk at all in this entire show? Not at all. I am celebrating.
What kind of soda is that, and why?
I like Coca-Cola.
No, you don't.
Listen, hold on a second. Just so you know, I got one for you also that fits your personality. Coke Zero. Cheers.
Let's go now to this week's Event Center. Linda Kay with an announcement as to who will be the MC for the Pro Wrestling Report Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Linda, take it away.
Welcome to the PWR Event Center, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. I'm Linda Kay, sitting in for the cause, here to bring you the news on all the latest events coming to the Milwaukee area. GLCW returns to Circle B with Shattered Dreams on Friday, February 15th, featuring the man who returned to WWE at the Royal Rumble, Goldust. Tickets available now at blizzardbrawl.com at start at only $10 each. Tales from the Ring, the Wrestling Summit is getting closer and closer. Mean Gene Okerlund, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler are coming to Milwaukee on Friday, February 22nd at the Northern Lights Theater at Potawatomi Casino. Tickets are on sale now at the Northern Lights Theater box office and at Ticketmaster.com. One night, 3 legends, 1 stage. Big Sexy Kevin Nash is back again to host Shenanigans in the Concrete Jungle on Saturday, April 6th, right after the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony across the street from Madison Square Garden. That's right, PWR is hosting a Hall of Fame after party in Manhattan, and last week we announced 5 more names added to the event, including Revy Sky, Robbie E., Jay Lethal, Rhino, and Matt Hardy. Tickets are on sale now at pwrshow.com, where you can also find a schedule of must-do events during WrestleMania weekend. Speaking of WrestleMania weekend, the first ever PWR Hall of Fame ceremony will take place Friday, April 5th in Manhattan. On Wednesday, we announced that Axe and Smash of Demolition will be joining King Kong Bundy for the inaugural class. And now, we are excited to tell you that Armando Estrada will be the Master of Ceremonies for this event. Get weekend passes now for admission to the Hall of Fame and the Shenanigans Party for only $60 each at pwrshow.com. That's it for this week's PWR Events Center. I'm Linda Kay, and we'll see you at the matches.
The biggest party during WrestleMania weekend is coming to Manhattan. PWR presents Shenanigans in the Concrete Jungle, hosted by Big Sexy Kevin Nash on Saturday, April 6th. The party starts right after the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony, just steps away from Madison Square Garden. VIP tickets include free drinks and more, and are only available in limited quantities. Get your tickets now for this tremendous Hall of Fame after party right across the street from Madison Square Garden. Shenanigans in the Concrete Jungle, the only place to be after the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony, high above Manhattan in the historic Hotel Pennsylvania. It will be epic.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night. And,
are you kidding me? I asked Linda to do one thing, and that was to bring the people's strudel. Where is my strudel?
Well, you gave it to Linda.
How can we...
Little innuendo there, by the way.
No, it was not. Oh, look at... Are you kidding me?
Ah!
Cal Brody, you ate the strudel. You and Linda Kay were munching on...
Is that raspberry?
Give me that. You know what? Know your role and get to stepping, jabroni. Take a hike. Wash your face.
Who's his father?
Dave Hero. I'm the op. Look at this. It was filled. Jelly filled.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go in depth and talk a little bit about WrestleMania 29. WrestleMania 29, of course, coming to us in April. And David, as it has taken shape over the course of this week's WWE programming, I want to talk a little bit about where we're going so far. And a lot of people have asked the questions about some of those matches that it seems like we're headed to. We talked about Brock Lesnar and Triple H Part 2, if you will, earlier on. But one match is also very clear, and that is what could be the main event matchup for the WWE Championship twice in a lifetime, The Rock versus John Cena. Now, last year, WWE made a big deal out of this matchup. It had 1 year of build. It was once in a lifetime. DVD got released once in a lifetime. People bought it. Now we're going into what might be a scenario where The Rock versus John Cena will happen again on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania in New Jersey. Your thoughts, David Hero?
Well, first of all, wrestling fans know better. They know it's never just once in a lifetime. How many times has Mick Foley retired, unretired? Ric Flair retires, unretired. The last time you're ever going to see him, it doesn't make a bit of difference. If you watch just Wednesday night, PWR Live, we went in depth about The Rock and John Cena. This now is for the, possibly could very well be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Which one? The
Bigger
WWE
match.
Or the World Heavyweight Championship?
The WWE World Heavyweight
The WWE Championship.
It's the same thing.
No, it isn't.
It's just the spelling's different. It's a big match. This is the match that can set the tone for the next 10 to 15 years on the Raw brand.
How so?
Because of John Cena, when John Cena defeats The Rock for the 1, 2, 3 in New Jersey, New York, and becomes the champion, he has now defeated the icon, the legend, the larger-than-life personality, The Rock, and now the torch has been passed. The same way Hulk Hogan passed the torch to The Rock can now pass the torch to John Cena. Oh, you know I'm right.
The Undertaker. There's speculation based on some comments Paul Bearer made recently that he may not participate in WrestleMania. Of course, the rumored matchup for him has been versus CM Punk. Now, if that were not to happen, firstly, should it be Undertaker Punk if the Undertaker does participate in this year's WrestleMania?
I don't like it. I don't think that really helps CM Punk because we all know Undertaker's streak is not going to end, and if it does
Maybe it does.
It's not going to be to CM Punk.
You talk about torches. Is that what could make CM Punk?
As talented as CM Punk
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
As big of a star as he has become, there is no way. Listen, Undertaker would have let Shawn Michaels beat him. He would have let Triple H. He's not going to let CM Punk beat him.
I think you're wrong.
Those two guys have heat 5 years ago.
From?
There's a lot of issues back and forth because, you know, when they had the whole dress code, CM Punk didn't like the dress code, and Undertaker kind of called him out on it. A little bit of respect issue there.
Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho. Seems like we're heading that way.
You know what? That could be the next Ricky Steamboat Macho Man match.
Absolutely.
It could be fantastic. But hey, you know what? Everyone that complains about The Rock coming back for a big payday, Chris Jericho the last few years has done the exact same thing.
WrestleMania 29. Who does Alberto Del Rio face for the World Heavyweight Championship? We talked about it a little bit in the WWE report, but if you had to pick, you seemingly indicated that Randy Orton was the pick.
You know what? As much of a Sheamus guy that I am, I don't think Del Rio and Sheamus can have that match. I think Randy Orton and ADR can definitely steal the show at WrestleMania.
Is a repeat WrestleMania the way to go? Triple H and Brock Lesnar Part 2. And also Cena Rock Part 2.
Okay, hold on. You know what? Before you get all upset, okay, and you get frustrated in the whole thing, how many times have we seen The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin?
They headlined 3 WrestleManias in a row.
We've already seen Undertaker and Triple H 3 times. We've seen Undertaker and Shawn Michaels twice. It's okay. We've seen Randy Orton a bunch of times in duplicate matches. John Cena. It's going to be fine.
Well, we'll continue to, of course, talk about WrestleMania 29 over the course of the next few weeks. But there's a lot more still to come here on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime, including TNA makes a huge announcement, changing their business substantially this past Thursday night at Impact. We're going to talk about that when we come back after these short messages. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, prime time Saturday night. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Hero. We're on My 24 Milwaukee. I want to thank you for joining us here again on a Saturday. And David Hero, this past Thursday night, TNA Impact, the Impact Report. Dixie Carter said on Wednesday that there would be a major announcement on Impact. That announcement made crystal clear just this past Thursday night. The thing a lot of people have been asking for TNA to do since, well, they started broadcasting on Spike TV has happened. We talked about it on Wednesday night on the live edition of the Pro Wrestling Report on YouTube. TNA Impact Wrestling is taking the show on the road, David Hero, right after lockdown, March 14th. Chicago, Illinois begins a new journey for TNA Impact Wrestling. They're going to be taping and doing television live on the road, and it all starts at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, just outside Chicago. This is likely their biggest announcement in the history of the, bigger than Kurt Angle coming in, bigger than Hulk Hogan coming in, bigger than anything else they've done. This is finally kicking that crutch out from under the problem with Impact Wrestling.
This is exactly what TNA Impact Wrestling needs. They're going to save the company. If they were going to stay in Orlando, they wouldn't make it another year or two, because right now Orlando, the Impact Zone, it doesn't work for the product they're trying to build. If you watched it Thursday night, TNA Impact, live on Spike, live from England on Spike.
Looked great.
Talk about how great that show looked. The talent in the ring looked like bona fide superstars. Completely different from being in that hole known as the Impact Zone.
Well, what will it do, though? We talk about what it looked like this week, what it's going to look like for the next 3 weeks.
Going forward, the people that are actually going to be in the building have bought a ticket. They are financially and emotionally invested in the show. In the Impact Zone, it's a free ticket. And it's people that really don't know that much about wrestling sometimes. So the crowd will be better, there'll be more noise, more electricity, just in time. They're going to get the nice big bump from WrestleMania, too.
Going into WrestleMania, you're absolutely right. The way we said live and recorded, basically what's going to happen March 14th, for instance, in Chicago, they're going to do that show live, that broadcast live, and then tape the following week's episode in that same venue. This is no different than the way WWE did it. As a matter of fact, WWE used to tape a month of Raw at one venue and air it over the course of that month. This is going to put them on par. When you look at the stars they have, when you look at the quality of product that they put on, this is going to put them on par with where WCW was when they took that first shot in the Monday Night Wars back in 1995 in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
TNA has done things a little bit backwards lately. I mean, they've done things, they went live before they should have gone live.
The strudel smells.
It's raspberry.
I'm allergic to that.
Are you?
Yes.
That's terrible.
And you knew it.
It'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, good. For me, happy for TNA, happy for guys on that roster, guys that want to get out of the Impact Zone, now get to perform in front of fans that want to see them. It's a big move for Impact.
Yeah, and we've seen Impact on the road in the past.
Hold on a second, and they are starting off in Chicago. Perfect. They've already burnt out the East Coast. They've already burnt out the Southeast. They really haven't come to the Midwest in quite a while.
Location.
And now they're going to punch everybody in the mouth, and they're going to put on a hell of a show.
The same location as Bound for Glory 2009. We were at that event. And
I think the building might be a little too big for TV.
Absolutely. That's going to be the problem.
At the end of the day, it'll be fine.
They talk about, with the announcement a couple of weeks back, scaling back to 4 pay-per-views a year. And obviously they're going to lose out on revenue from that, or they're taking the risk of losing out on revenue for that. But now, every week, every 2 weeks now, they've got a gate of $50,000 to $150,000 money they're making off tickets that they're putting in the bank. And that's going to definitely absorb. Absolutely. That's going to absorb whatever opportunities they might be missing out on for this change in their pay-per-view strategy. This is a great move for Impact Wrestling, and let's be honest here, as you said before, they did it at the right time. They're riding the same heels of The Rock as everybody else in WWE can be, because he's brought a presence back to the professional wrestling business that TNA can capitalize on, and I commend them for capitalizing on it. Their product is solid. Their talents are solid.
Yes. It's starting to make sense.
They're sticking with stories.
If you get past the aces and eights, what they've done with Austin Aries and Bobby Roode has been #tremendous.
But what else do they need to do? Is this truly now the final thing they needed to do, and now run with it?
They need to re-sign Jeff Hardy. That's what they got to do, because he is a big live event ticket seller.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great news from TNA Impact Wrestling, and we're excited. We're going to be there on March 14th for the big show in Chicago and Hoffman Estates.
I'm not very happy with
you have completely hijacked this broadcast. I am going to spend a lot of time with the editors to try to cut as much of it out as possible.
You can't cut this shirt out.
Pro Wrestling Report is back again with you Monday night live on YouTube after WWE RAW. Be sure to tune in, youtube.com/Max Sports Pro Wrestling Report live on YouTube on Monday night for that one. This is Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for tuning in here to the Pro Wrestling Report, prime time Saturday night. We'll see you Monday live on YouTube.